Willkommen beim Hofnarr, dem Kanal, auf dem das politische Theater nicht beklatscht, sondern seziert wird. Schön, dass ihr wieder dabei seid. Auch heute werfen wir wieder einen Blick hinter die Kulissen von Politik, Medien und öffentlicher Inszenierung. Wenn auch ihr genug habt von Phrasen, Show- und Hofberichterstattung, dann abonniert jetzt den Kanal und aktiviert die Glocke. Und damit rein in das nächste Kapitel aus dem ganz normalen Wahnsinn. Heute schauen wir uns ein Video von Frau Dr. Alice Weidel von der AfD in Ungarn an. Dort hielt sie gestern am 21.03. eine flammende Rede auf der CPAC, das ist die Conservative Political Action Conference in Ungarn, und folgte somit einer persönlichen Einladung von Viktor Orbán. Ganz am Anfang sieht man, wie sie gut gelaunt einen DJ-Auftritt beiwohnt und freudestrahlend zu den Beats der Musik tanzt. Dieser Ausschnitt geht gerade überall viral. Aber seht selbst. Die Rede hat deutsche Untertitel, da Frau Dr. Weidel selbst auf Englisch spricht. Genießt den Auftritt. Los geht's.
Hatalmas taps Alice Weidelnek, aki a kedvenc techno zenéjére érkezett hozzánk ide Budapestre. Alice? Schönen guten Tag.
Good afternoon. After this very nice DJ deck, we're hearing another very nice patriotic speech today. Dear Prime Minister Orbán, esteemed participants of CPAC, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear Sarah, I also brought my wife and my children with me today. It is both a profound honor and a burning duty for me in this fateful hour for our nations and for our entire continent to address you today here in Budapest. This conference, CPAC, stands as a blazing beacon of liberty, shining brightly across Europe, rekindling hope of the hearts of millions. I thank the organizers of CPAC and above all our host, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, for his invitation, for the privilege of speaking to you today as a leader of our party, the AfD, the Alternative for Germany, Alternative für Deutschland, the only opposition party in our country, and tomorrow the rightful government of our country, Germany. Europe has arrived at the crossroads of destiny. Like apocalyptic horsemen, the harbingers of ruin loom over our continent. War and violence, lies and unfreedom, impoverishment, and the deliberate destruction of prosperity. These are the great perils of our age. They strike at the very core of our culture, our value, and our way of life. We Europeans are heirs to a magnificent, utterly unique historical and cultural legacy. Our civilization rests upon three pillars: the searching mind of Greek philosophy, the majestic order of Roman statecraft, and the redeeming light of the Christian tradition. From these roots sprang the treasures we hold sacred: the rights of free citizens, the freedom of thought, of speech, and the press, the sacred principle of self-determination for both the individual and nation, the protection of the family, the respect for private property, and the dynamic power of free market competition as the engine of prosperity, innovation, and human progress. These are not mere ideas. These are the convictions that bind us together. The sovereign, democratic nation state is the only vessel strong enough, the only framework secure enough in which these Western values can truly flourish. This is not something we may take for granted. Freedom and self-determination were wrested from tyranny by the blood, sweat, and courage of countless generations of our ancestors. We shall never forget that. We, Germans and Hungarians, two proud nations, know exactly what it costs to defend liberty. We know the price, and we know deep in our bones that the price is worth paying. 70 years ago, in October 1956, the Hungarian people rose in righteous fury against a totalitarian communist slavery and gave the entire world an immortal example of courage and unbreakable will for freedom. Only 3 years earlier, in June 1953, the German workers in the so-called GDR, Eastern Germany, dared to rise for freedom and national unity. Their uprising was drowned in blood. It was not until 1989 that the German people in the communist part of my fatherland, together with the peoples of Eastern Europe, finally tore the chains of communist dictatorship from their necks. And Hungary stood once again at the very forefront of liberty. We Germans will never, ever forget what we owe the Hungarian nation. Today, freedom and self-determination are under attack once more. But this time, the danger does not come from without, it comes from within. It has been rising from the globalist elites in Brussels and in too many European capitals, and precisely because it wears a mask of benevolence, it is so diabolically dangerous. They flood our countries with illegal mass migration. They force our own people to feed, house, and privilege these masses, while crime explodes, terrorism stalks our streets, and Islamic extremism takes root. And in doing so, they steal the very soul of our European nations. They whip up apocalyptic panic over the so-called man-made climate change and use it as a perfect pretext to strangle our industry, to dismantle our energy security, to drive entire populations into poverty, and to impose an eco-socialistic command economy that enormously increases their own power. They demand that we accept the lunatic fiction of dozens or hundreds of genders, that we call men women and women men, that we confuse the minds of our own children and thereby undermine the family, the bedrock of personal liberty and of human society itself. They pile up debt upon debt upon debt and ship countless billions to one of the most corrupt regimes on earth, Ukraine, to prolong a war that is not ours. It's not ours. They stand with Kiev, even when the regime blackmails, threatens, and physically attacks vital infrastructure inside EU member states. And still, that is not enough for them. They wage permanent war against free speech. They hunt down citizens who dare to criticize this catastrophic, authoritarian course. They hide behind the cynical banner of fighting disinformation to persecute parties and governments. They place the vital interests of their own people first. They do not even shrink from interfering on national elections, trying to manipulate the sacred will of free citizens because they fear above all else what the people might freely decide. In Brussels, they seem to believe the patience of the European people is infinite. They're wrong. The surging support of our party, of the German AfD, Alternative für Deutschland, and the rock-solid backing the Hungarian people continue to give to you, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, are the living proof that the patience of free citizens is running out. We will have to fight once more for the freedom and our self-determination. The means may be different, but the courage, the resolve, the iron determination must be exactly the same as that of our forefathers. The fate of every European who still loves liberty and every patriot who still believes in sovereign nations hangs in the balance. And we can count ourselves blessed, truly blessed, that in this decisive struggle we stand shoulder to shoulder with freedom-loving patriots from so many nations and with an unbreakable champion of freedom, Viktor Orbán. We patriots, we stand together shoulder to shoulder to wish Fidesz and Prime Minister Viktor Orbán all the success for the upcoming elections on April 12th. We wish you all the best. God bless you. God bless Hungary. God bless Germany. And God bless a free Europe. Thank you.
Diese Rede von Frau Dr. Alice Weidel zeigt wieder einmal, was sie für einen scharfen Verstand hat. Die Dinge, die sie wieder benennt, treffen den Nagel wieder genau auf den Kopf. Sie besitzt einfach das Format, welches einer Bundeskanzlerin würdig ist. Sie besitzt Sachverstand, Mut, unbequeme Dinge auszusprechen und die Kompetenz, um Deutschland wieder auf Kurs zu bringen. Das war's für heute beim Hofnarr. Wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, lasst ein Abo da, aktiviert die Glocke und schreibt mir eure Meinung unbedingt in die Kommentare. Aber wie immer gilt, nicht alles glauben, was auf der großen Bühne erzählt wird. Lieber selbst hinschauen, selbst denken und die Inszenierung erkennen. Macht's gut und bis zum nächsten Kapitel aus dem politischen Theater.